Yes, in the last video, as we have seen in the calculation of minimum ratio. Now, let us observe here. We have the two minimum values, that is present in the second and third row, and both contains a 1 and which is the minimum value. Now we have a dilemma that which row has to be considered as the leaving row. But as we are doing this problem by using phase 1 method, in the phase 1 method, our objective is to eliminate the artificial variables present in the problem, simplex table. Okay, so for that we will observe here, we'll check where does that artificial variables present in our simplex table, either it is in the second row or third row. Now as a artificial variable is present in the third row, because of that, as we will consider R3 as leaving row. See here, I have made an indicator with the red pen, that is 1, that is leaving row. Why we have taken this one means, when we will take this one, the artificial variable will be removed and in its place we will get S1. If this type of dilemma will arises, either you can take one second row or third row, but for as it is a phase 1 method, because of that, as we have taken this artificial variable. Now I will tell you the another what is the difficulty arises if you will take R2 here. That is also the right, but it will become more lengthier again. If you will take the second row, again x1 will become the entering value and s2 will be replaced as, but in the new simplex table again we will have artificial variable. That means we need to work out to eliminate the artificial variable again. Instead of that difficulty, let us consider R3 as the leaving row. Now in the above table, both R2 and R3 rows have the minimum ratio, that is R1. As our objective is to remove the artificial variable, so R3 will be considered as leaving row. Now what is a key element here means? Key element is the element which is the point of intersection of key column and leaving row. Now under this case, as 1 by 7 will become the key element. Now here says the key element is 1 by 7. Now we will move to the iterations. Now iteration 2, we will start the iterations with the row where the key element is present. Now here in this case the key element is present under third row. That's the reason R3 new equal to R3 old divided by key element. Okay. Now other than to this, what are the other two rows which are what are the other rows present in our simplex table means R1 and R2. Now let us make the iterations for both R1 and R2. R1 new equal to R1 old. Now what is the value present in the key column with respect in R1 row? That is 5 by 7. It is plus 5 by 7. Because of that, R1 old minus 5 by 7 into R3 new. Why we have taken R3 new? It is because R3 new is the row where the key element is present. By using this, as we will form the new R2 row. R1 row, sorry. Now let us move to R2 new. R2 new is equal to R2 old. See here, what is the value present under the key column? It is 9. So as it is plus 9, because of that, as we will take minus 9 into R3 new. By using these things, as we will make the modifications in the respective rows and we will find out the new rows and columns, that is R3 new, R1 new, R2 new. As we got the new row values, we will substitute these values in the new simplex table. So another simplex table that we will form, that we have named it as simplex table 3. Now under this one, first write the key row. So what is the key row here? Third row. And which variable is going to be replaced? Artificial variable is going to be replaced with x1 and its cost is 0. So first we will enter 0 is a coefficient and x1 is the value, and all these are the new values which we have calculated here will be copied here. Okay, we will copy in the simplex table. Now what about these two variables? Means it will be as same like in the previous table along with its coefficients. So the coefficients are 0. Now the variables are x2 and s2. We will write the same, and with respect to these values, the calculated new values that will be written in the simplex table. Okay. Now let us calculate. As usual, after entering this one, we need to calculate z, zj and cj minus zj value. Now how we will calculate this z value? Means the basic formula we will use, that is summation of cb into xb to calculate z value, whereas the zj value will be calculated by using the formula, that is summation of xb into aij. By using that as we will calculate. These are the values that we will obtain all zeros. Why? Simple thing. See here, what are the CB values? All are 0. 0 multiplied with any value, ultimately it will become 0. So we have taken simply all zeros here. Cj minus Zj. What is Cj minus Zj? So Cj values already we have written here. These has been taken from the previous simplex table, or else maximization, that is objective function given in the problem. Now Cj minus Zj, there is this value, these values minus these Zj values. All are zeros because both the values are 0 except that artificial variable. Here the artificial variable value is minus 1, that is Cj value, and Zj value is 0. Because of that, as we will get minus 1 here. Now we need to decide which column will become the entering column or pivot column. Now as our objective function is in maximization function, our objective function is a maximization function. For the maximization function, we need to take largest positive value, and in this problem we does not have any largest positive value. So we will stop this simplex table here. Since all Cj minus Zj less than or equal to 0, then the solution is, so whatever the values present here, we will take them as the solution. x1 equal to 1, x2 equal to 2 by 7, x3 is not present, so its value is 0, x1 is 0, x2 is 0, x3 is 0, a1 is also not present, so it will also become 0. This step is the last step in phase 1. Why it is the last step? How do we determine that it is the last in the phase 1? Means two things. First element is, in the simplex table we need to eliminate artificial variable. Once the artificial variable has been eliminated, it is the last step, last simplex table for phase 1. Okay, and at the same time the second condition is, see here, we does not have any entering column. In such a case we could not able to develop another simplex table from this. Because of that, the first phase 1 will be ended here. Now let us consider phase 2. Now for this phase 2, we need to take the maximization function or minimization, whichever given in the problem, along with its actual coefficients and only slack and surplus variables. Because in the step 1, phase 1 itself, as we have eliminated all the artificial variables. Now what is the function given to us? Means it is a maximization function. It is max z equal to 3x1 2x2 plus 2x3. Now we will take this as a maximization function. In this, whatever the slack and surplus variables that are required, as we will introduce, like 3x1 2x2 2x3 plus less than, that is 0 into x1 plus, so here we have converted the second constraint into less than, plus 0 into x2 minus 0 into x3. Why minus? Because here the constraint is greater than or equal to, and Remember one thing here, we won't consider artificial variables because it has been already eliminated from the table in the phase 1 itself. Okay. Now, final simplex table of phase 1 will be taken here. Instead of writing the actual initial feasible solution, we will take the final table which we have already prepared in the phase 1. That final table will become an input to phase 2. So, see here, coefficients of basis is x2. We have taken it as 0 because these are the values taken from the auxiliary LPP. But here we are taking the actual given maximization function. So, x2, what is its coefficient? It is 2. So, here we have taken 2x2 and S2 coefficient is 0. So, 0 into x2. Now, the third one, x1 is present. x1, what is its coefficient? It is 3. So, 3 into x1 and all the other values will be copied from the previous simplex table. Okay. See here also we have changed the Cj values. Cj values for the previous problem, it is a previous step, all are zeros and artificial is -1. But whereas here 3, 2, 2, which are the coefficients of x1, x2, x3 in our objective function, those has been taken here. Again, the same steps will be repeated. Calculation of z and zj. Now we will calculate z equal to, by using the basic formula, that is summation cb into xb, zj equal to summation of cb into aij. By using this one, how many variables present? 6 columns present here. Now for all the 6 columns, we will calculate zj value. So z1 to z6 will be calculated by using this one. After calculating these values, we need to find out what is the Cj minus Zj value. Now, Cj values already we have written here. Zj we have calculated now. Cj minus Zj. These result values that we will enter here in another row. See here, 0, 0, 92, 6, 0, 11, which we have already calculated here, we have written. Now, we need to find out what is the entering column or pivot column. Again, the function is a maximization function. Now, we will take the value with the column with Cj minus Zj value should be maximum. Among all these values, all are the positive values, but among all this, which is the highest one, largest one is 92. So, 92, this column will become entering column. So, 92 will be entered here. And what is the entering variable means? It is x3 and the coefficient of this one is 2. Entering variable is x3 and the coefficient of entering variable is 2. Okay. Now, we will, after this calculation of minimum ratio. How do we calculate the minimum ratio? By using the formula that xb divided by key column and the corresponding value. Key column corresponding values. That means xb, that is 2 by 7 divided by entering column, key column, that is 42. That is 2 by 7 divided by 42. Its value will become 1 by 147. Next one, 0 divided by 521. Its value is 0. 1 divided by minus 5 by 8. So, minus 1 by 58. Sorry. Now, we need to consider leaving row. What is the leaving row means? The smallest value of minimum ratio. What is the smallest value? This is minus 1 by 58 is the smallest because it is negative. But we will consider only the smallest value which is positive. So, we won't take this one, and among 1 by 147 and 0, which is the minimum value, means 0 will become the minimum value. So, we will take this as the leaving row. Now, S2 will become, R2 will become the leaving row. See here, smallest positive of minimum ratio is 0. Because of that, it will become the leaving row. Now, what is the key element? Point of intersection of key column and leaving row. It is 521. So, the key element is 521. Iteration 3. Now once we have determined this one, now we will move to the next iterations. Iteration 3. Where does the key element is present? In R2. Because of that, we will start these changes from R2. R2 new equal to R2 old divided by key element. Other than to this R2, we have two more rows, that is R1 and R2. So R1 new equal to R1 old minus, why we have taken minus 42? Because see here, this is a key column, and what is the value of the key column value in the first row? It is plus 42. Because of that, minus 42 into R2 new, minus 42 into R2 new. Next other column left, that is R3 new equal to R3 old. What is the value present in the key column in the corresponding R3 row? It is minus 58. As it is minus 58, so we will take plus 58 into key column, key element row, that is R2 new. So R2 new. By using these formulas, as we will find out the new rows of R1, R2 and R3. So these are the new values. Once we got new values of different rows, as we need to form another new simplex table, and this is simplex table 5 for this problem. So CB, B, all these values that will be taken. Now what is the entering variable x3 and what is its coefficient? 2, and where does the key element is present? In the second row. So first we will write the second row, that is 2 is a coefficient, x3 is the entering value, and all these values that we have calculated here. So these values will be written here, and the next one x2 and x1, their coefficients will be same, that is 2 and 3. 2x2, 3x1, and these values as we have calculated, we will copy all these values here in this simplex table. Okay. Now the next task is calculation of z and zj. Now we will calculate z equal to cb into xb, summation of cb into xb. Its value will become 25 by 7. How? 2 into 2 by 7, that is 4 by 7, plus 2 into 0 is 0, that is 4 by 7, plus 3 into 1, that is 3. 4 by 7 plus 3. So 3 7s are 21 plus 4, that is 25 by 7. And zj value, how we will calculate this zj values means summation of cb into aij. How we will calculate? 2 into 0 plus 2 into 0, 3 into 1. As these values are 0, so ultimately the first values will become 0. 3 into 1 equal to 3. Second one, 2 into 1, 2 into 0, 3 into 0. These are become 0. 2 into 1 is 2. Next one, 2 into 0 is 0. 2 into 1 is 2. 3 into 0 will also become 0. 2 into 1, that is 2. Like the same as we will calculate, we will multiply and make the addition. By using that, as we will calculate the zj values. Now cj minus zj. So these are the cj values and these are zj values. So both that we will subtract, and from that we will calculate cj minus zj. Now do we move? Now we need to identify which is the key column. For that, largest positive value of cj minus zj. Now see here, do we have any largest positive value of cj minus zj? Means no. All these are 0 and all the other values are negative. Because of that, there is no entering column or key column here. So the simplex table will be ended here itself. Since all cj minus zj less than or equal to 0, then the solution will be considered as optimum solution. x1 equal to 1, x2 equal to 2 by 7, x3 equal to 0. How we have taken these values which are present here? x1 equal to 1, x2 equal to 2 by 7, x3 equal to 0. If any variable not present here, then as it is not present, we will consider that value also 0. And what is the maximization value? Means it is 25 by 7. So this is the optimum solution by using the two-phase method for the given problem.